We heard Denny Hamlin. No, I'm sorry. It was Chase Elliott in his interview said, well, you just want to be the front of your strategy. Oh, man, big wreck.
Oh, and hit again.
Oh,
that's
impact.
the 24 of William Byron. A.J. Allmendinger in the 16 involved as well. William climb out of the car. Here's how it happened.
Oh, somebody got into the right rear of...
Looked like the 22 potentially of Logano behind him.
It looked like there was two
Or
cars
12,
two cars or three cars three wide. Let's take a look right here. You see, oh, you're going to see it right here, the 21, 41, and 24. So the 41, if we back that up and watch that one more time, the 41 is trying to get three wide between the 21 and the 24, trying to make it three wide. I don't believe Harrison Burton or William Byron.
The way it is, you know, how it takes rubber.
Oh, cautious out.
The 43, Ryan Ellis, gets loose off turn 2, hits the inside wall.
There you go, Chase Elliott. You were just...
That was to Trey Poole and how he was negotiating for Chase Elliott to see behind him while he kept his eyes focused in front. Oh, and around goes the 54. Gibbs slides into the grass. The caution comes out.
Rolling out to the asphalt here. Rolling out to the asphalt.
Underneath the 48 coming up. The 48's all the way against the wall. So really, I think Ty just needed the racetrack. Obviously, he was having some handling concerns, either loose and didn't.
Giving up anything. That hurt us in qualifying, but here we are at the end. We got cars together, Mike.
The 4 into the fence. And the 9 of Chase Elliott goes for a double spin there.
Tight for those of you at home that don't know, you see the 23 car and the 4 have a little contact, and the 4
basically the aftermath of all of that transpired getting into 1, finally wrecked down the backstretch.
When we talk about tight, that means the front tires won't turn. So Austin Cindric went into that corner and the front of his car just would not steer, and he gets stuck in the middle, and you see the 23 car get a little bit loose, and then Josh Berry check up just a little bit and got loose behind him and spun out.
I'm glad we saw that angle right there. That movement of air is what made Berry loose. As soon as he got loose in front of him, it took the air off of his car. That wake in front of him dumped all the air off of his, and boy, around it went.
Yeah, and a lot of times in that situation, Clint, when you've got the wheel in it like that and you just
seen him go around, and obviously the air is not helping him there from the 99 car, but wow, that car is just very loose and on edge.
Well, we're getting ready to find out what strategy is best, staying out 2 tires, 4 tires, and what this racetrack has in store for us today.
And these boys, Tyler Reddick, who did not stop, goes around, and we have
stacking up behind him.
2.
Big time stack up here, guys.
Yep, Corey LaJoie is in it, A.J. Allmendinger, Daniel Hemrick, Carson Hocevar.
That was a combination of didn't have the real estate on the exit, had him the 4 car on his left rear. Then Zane Smith hits him on the inside.
Tyler Reddick gets turned around, and they pile up in the back.
Now,
second caution of the day. Pow!
Big crash. Car around into the wall.
Big
crash.
Caution's out. It's Austin Dillon.
It was getting into turn 3.
It's the shots in the distance a little bit. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's Daniel Hemrick.
Oh, boy. That was a hard hit.
Yeah, that's Daniel Hemrick. They were all racing to try to be the first car 1 lap down, and it was really intense back there, and I'm not sure.
And Elliott, and around goes Logano.
All right, get it rolling straight here.
And sure enough, John Hunter Nemechek run over him from the back. Round it went, right up into the traffic of other cars. Corey LaJoie, nowhere to go, right in his lap. Unfortunate ending.
Derek Kraus likewise. Berry spins. And Zane Smith hard on the brakes, avoids serious contact as he gets into Logano. Boom. Wow.
Been a frustrating day for Joey Logano.
On the door, you saw the rear of it wiggle. Oh, big impact, Rick.
74 of Dawson Cram hard into the wall.
Yeah, top of the screen. Just carrying, you can see he turns to the bottom. Knows he's carrying way too much speed. Wow. big impact.
And that's why the safer barriers have that foam behind them.
And I've mentioned the wrecks. Jeff Gordon had a huge hit down in turn 1. We've seen that super famous pick.
Will go drivers right up against the wall, and then Christopher Bell will angle his car in. Larson, oh, Larson's in hot. Oh, he'll go windshield deep. Kyle Larson locks it down and slams into the tire barrier while racing for second here.
Far lock up and barely contact. Turns right, actually. Kyle Larson turns right to miss the 54 and takes a head-on shot. Turns right or the car goes right.
Commit to running as long as they can, but these guys
the
are
wreck trouble here, turn 3. It's Bubba Wallace and Eric Jones.
Oh my goodness.
That's exactly what happened. You couldn't do that. They were single.
Well,
see him move up. The 23 actually gets in it and Jones, and then they start moving around, stacking them up.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what we were talking about earlier, over that tunnel, you see the back of those cars moving around. Look at that. See the back of the cars moving around, and as they're moving around, they come down and they're all connected in a they're not lined up, I guess is the best way to put it. It just gets them out of whack.
Now, Denny Hamlin was to the inside. Somebody must have slid down into him off the banking.
That is a good plan gone wrong.
Good.
I didn't think that was part of it.
John Nemechek, it looked like he was wrecked by his teammate Chandler Smith. Now they're wrecking all over at the front of the field, guys.
That was a big wreck. You know what? Everything goes back to the pit stop with the 81. The 81
definitely squeezes them down a little bit, and they just kind of run out of real estate. I mean, he already started spinning when he finished him off. It's racing.
It's racing, man. It's racing. I think it's a combination of things. Already the 81 got, himself in a very, very tight hole. The 20 didn't like that, and he pins him down on exit. And the 81 didn't have a way to go, unfortunately, because the 98 was right on his left rear as well.
Let's get a look from our.
Yeah, I mean, it's tight. I mean, you see that Chandler was getting, hit from the inside, and he's kind of getting bounced around a lot there. And gosh, once he gets into, those cars on the bottom, you're sitting in the middle of the racetrack, and here comes all these cars right at you.
Look at Parker.
And you're just hoping they get by there.
It. Look at that
Eric
save.
Almirola getting in it. William Byron into the wall.
Yeah, that's
Parker
tough one.
Retzlaff just destroyed up at the wall.
And I think the key for Cindric is not try to get it all back right away. Oh, we got a big crash.
And it's John Hunter Nemechek down the back stretch.
Fourth Hunter is on the top of the racetrack. The 21 of Harrison Burton on the bottom. Harrison starts up the racetrack, but before that happened, John Hunter gets loose. It just comes around on him, contacting the wall. His day is done.
Very fortunate to slide right across in traffic. I think that was the 51 of Haley, perhaps, trying to recover from that penalty.
It's a big impact right there. That shows you, we keep talking about the drivability of the race cars, and that shows you he was up there all by himself, and it just simply came around.
Great question. I think it all depends on how long this outside lane stays in. We've got two really, really fast cars.
And around goes the 99. That's Michael Maples.
The wall. Oh, gosh.
And another huge hit. And they hit again.
And there's James. Wide coming off the corner and just loses it.
Loose. Just got loose.
He's got something sparking back there. I think he had some sort of an issue where he lost the back of the car because he was kind of tracking up the racetrack all the way on the exit of the corner by himself, and then obviously collects kind of a bystander there in the 69 car, and really Mullins hits a ton in the back of that car.
And it's hard to see it from this angle, but there was a lot more smoke than it looked like, probably from the angle that we were looking at it. So Willie was probably in that smoke.
Yes, Byron blocked him, got him really.
Oh, Byron Blaney
turned
into the wall.
Kyle Busch.
And just like last year, Blaney gets caught up in the big one.
Kind of a late block, got him stacked up, went back to the bottom. Side draft, and then just stacked him up behind him.
Kyle Busch got into the back of the 24 and turned him sideways.
And did Brad Keselowski get into the back of Kyle Busch?
tore up a lot of good race cars, Clint. Man, you hate to see that in these qualifying races.
Yeah, Keselowski, as you mentioned, he was right there in the middle of it as well.
Yeah, and I think this is going to start with this car right here. Blaney's going to pull up.
Yeah, but
and what's going to happen here is Brad Keselowski's into the back of the 8, you can see the flames coming out of Kyle Busch's car, trying to keep from getting into the back of the 24, but the 6 is pushing Kyle Busch so hard that he can't get checked up. You saw the flames come out of the pipes.
Doesn't take much. That movement, as soon as he moved and made it was kind of a late block, but it was still a good block. And when Blaney went back down to the bottom, it just stacked him up and they run him over from behind. You saw them all live, just like you said. Flames tell all.
Outside for the lead on Raja Carew.
He better go look for that lead because Corey Heim.
Whoa! Hang on to it. Raja Carew goes around. Caution is out.
All right, let's get it straightened up. Let's go to pit road right now, fellas. Make sure the pit road.
What this is called. So cool that he kept it out of that outside wall. He'll live to battle for the lead again, I believe.
And they both make hard contact with a safer barrier.
Really hard shot for both cars. You see the red flag.
He's getting ready to be the caution, and it's because of Shane trying to get in a hole that wasn't there.
Not there at all. See, Jeb Burton's lucky to get away with not getting any damage there.
Lucky, and also, did you see him? He had his foot on the floorboard too when he was sliding toward the wall, keeping those tires spinning, keeping him out of that wall. That's good driving.
We've seen some really, really good saves tonight. The buffet is open. Let's do the Golden Corral onboard camera.
Ah, such a helpless feeling when that happens to you.
He didn't quit driving it, though.
No, he did.
He kept driving through that grass.
Able to.
Yeah, that car just will not turn. He's gassed up right there, going hard off the corner. And
Green.
It is. I don't know. Or is that a tire that went down? Or maybe the rotor blew the tire.
Yeah, tough to tell. I mean, the left front tire is definitely
problem,
flat right there.
right?
But that car is fugazi for the rest of the day.
It's what?
What?
To fight back.
Oh, contact! The 18 hits the rear bumper, the one on corner exit. An amazing save.
Oh, and then around goes the 7. The 7 noses into the wall, and the caution comes out.
He thinks he's going to go 3 wide middle, and the 7 thinks he's 2 wide.
Of Tanner Gray. Whoa, that's just a situation where he's just going to dump him. Probably mad about the block.
Start, but now drifting up the racetrack. Oh, trouble! And around goes the 7, Allgaier. He's going to make contact with the inside wall. And hard contact.
Right here. The 7 goes to turn underneath the 18. The 18 was having trouble, and just around the 7 goes, and that looks harmless. But that contact with the inside wall is not.
It looks to me like the 18 and the 7 were both basically wrecking. Both ran out of real estate, and the 7 had to keep turning the wheel left and spins out.
Got a wreck and on the back straightaway. Trouble back straightaway. Bubba Wallace gets turned around by a car bouncing off the wall as they were 4 wide coming off turn number 2. Bell comes up and the 11 gets into the 2.
Then when he spins back down the track, he clips Bubba in the right rear, turns him around.
And everybody scatters.
Fly off that thing.
Yeah, and that is not what Bubba Wallace needed. They've had a rough few weeks. Finishing races is so important. You see just wrong place, wrong time, but you get in the middle of the pack like that, things are going to happen. See Cindric come back down and clip that right rear of Bubba Wallace.
You see the right rear wheel flopping around. That toe link broke.
Boy, then hard into McDowell. Austin Dillon had a ringside seat. So did Harrison Burton. And Nemechek takes evasive action way down to the track apron. Hemrick makes it through.
And it was that way on the last restart. Just everybody going forward, pushing a little bit harder, grip levels up, confidence is up. 3-4 wide doesn't work for long. A pinball, wasn't he?
Yeah, that could have very